Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here, coming at you guys with another video or another podcast, depending on where you guys are joining me. If you're joining me over on my podcast, The Savvy Wolf, thank you so much for joining. I absolutely appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are watching my YouTube video, well, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're watching this for the first time and just joining my YouTube channel, well, welcome, and I super appreciate you. I'd also appreciate some love if you can hit that like button and or that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd super appreciate it. And with that said, let's get into our video. So I want to talk today about, and I hope you guys have tea. Like we're gonna start doing this fun. Like whatever you're drinking, welcome, welcome, welcome. Get comfortable, grab your headphones, listen. I super appreciate you guys. I'm drinking water because I actually have orders to put together, so I have to have a straight head. Otherwise, I'd probably be drinking a glass of wine or something. But welcome, welcome, welcome. And today, I want to talk about body image and how negative we have allowed our body images to get, or how we feel about our bodies, or any of that stuff. So I, for one, believe it or not, have hated on my body so many times, and it's ridiculous. I can't even begin to count on my hands how many times I have not gone and done something because I feel as if my body is just not where I want it to be, or my face is breaking out, or I'm just not happy with who I am at the moment. And I recently was talking to somebody and I realized that it's not worth it. It's not worth hiding behind these mounds of clothes or hiding behind a shield to not go and enjoy life, and not go to the beach and wear a bathing suit and just be like, you know what, it is what it is. Like, this is who I am. So with that said, let's get to talking.
Have a little bit of faith and a little bit of hope. If you're listening to this, just know that I believe in you.
Okay, so my body image problem started, I was actually in dance since I think I was 6 years old when I started dance. Yeah, I think 6. I was in ballet and tap, I believe. And my body image started there. So I remember being in a dance class one time, and one side of my back always is bigger than the other because I have a pinched nerve on that side. And so every once in a while, especially if I'm doing a lot of activities, it will actually swell up. Now this is nothing big. I never noticed it before. I never really cared about it. It is what it is. Like, I just, ignored it for the most part. But we were in dance class one time, and I remember the girls pointing it out, and it hurt. Like, it actually hurt me. And see, I'm actually starting to tear up right now because after that day, I was so self-conscious about my back. And this is not something that most people are self-conscious about. I could slim down as much as I wanted. I worked out, all of that. But I always had to make sure my shirt was covering my quote-unquote back fat, when in all reality, it wasn't back fat. The only reason that side was bigger than the other side was because of that pinched nerve, because I had back problems on that side. But I never told anybody, I never wanted to say anything because I became embarrassed of the fact that one side of my back was bigger than the other. And so, like I said, I would always make sure my shirts were pulled down. I never wore crop shirts. I would always check myself out in the mirror, and if one side was hanging out over the other side, I would always go back and change. I would always make same my jeans either pulled up over that, or whatever I was wearing covered that, whatever it was. And for the longest time, I covered myself up. And then it came to my belly. I was always too big or too fat because, we had to fit into all of these certain things. You had costumes, you had designs and stuff. And I loved being a dancer. Like, don't get me wrong. Dancing is definitely something I super appreciate. Like, I can't even tell you like how much dancing has helped me in the long run. It's given me discipline. It's taught me how to be free. It's helped me be myself. I love, love, love to dance. But the body image that goes with dance And if you're a ballerina, you understand this. Like if you've ever had ballet or any sort of dance, you understand you have to have a perfect image. And while it wasn't always the case with this, because we were a small town dance studio, so you didn't always have to have the perfect image, I still, after that day, became super self-conscious. And it came into my adult life where I actually would not go anywhere with the swimming suit on. And we wouldn't go swimming without me at least somewhat covered up. I used to have a swimsuit that actually covered my belly. I've never been per se overweight. I have been underweight plenty of times, and I have been right on my weight. I've never been overweight. I've been at an unhealthy weight, yes, and maybe a little overweight where I looked like I was pregnant, and that's actually another great story that resulted in my whole body image and negativity. But I've never been super fit, and that's okay. You know, that's not my body type, and that's fine. I do work out now, but for the longest time I worked out for the wrong reasons. So the reason I started working out was because I had gone out for Halloween, and at the time my belly looked like I was pregnant because I was putting on weight. I was stress eating. My boyfriend was cheating on me. I hated our relationship. He didn't support me. I was falling on this relationship that was just pretty much killing me from the inside out. And as such, I was eating so much. And he also was one of those people that he preferred his women to be a little bit more on the chunky side. So I had to keep up with that also. He hated it when I was underweight or any of that stuff. Like, he actually did not want me to be skinny. And so I was trying to keep up with that. And I had gone out to have a drink with my friends on Halloween, and this lady came up to the bar and she goes, "Oh, should you be drinking?" And I looked at her and I was just like, well, I'm of age, so do you need to see my ID? Like, yeah, I should be drinking. I'm out with my friends, we're having fun, like, what's the point? And then all of a sudden she said, well, it's obvious you're pregnant. And my friends actually, they wanted to say something to her. Like, they were so close to kicking her out of the bar. In fact, the bartender at the time was just like, you can't say that to somebody else. Like, that's not okay to say. And she wanted to kick her out. Everybody was getting super, super pissed. All right, so anyways, and here I was, sorry you guys, I had to change to my phone because apparently my camera keeps freaking out. So we're gonna try this on my phone also. But anyways, I was about ready to cry. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking upset. You have no idea. Like, this just completely and totally is gonna do me in. I can't believe she's commenting on this. I can't believe she thinks these things. And I went home and laid down and cried. And I actually looked up workout programs, and that's how I got into Beachbody and stuff like that. And I'm not a Beachbody coach. I don't sell it. I just like the workout programs because especially during COVID, I could work out from home and it was perfect. But I went into it with the wrong head state of mind. So I went into it thinking that I had to work out to get skinny, that I had this image that I had to hold up, when in all reality, I actually was going into it for all of the wrong reasons, and it wasn't working out, right? Like, I got super, super skinny, I got super, super fit, and I was not happy. I wasn't happy at all. I still wasn't appreciative of my body, and I was almost killing myself to make myself work out all the time. I would work 12-hour shifts, go home and work out. I would get up at the crack of dawn to work out. Like, I was pretty much killing myself. I wouldn't eat things because, you know, I wasn't eating enough calories in the day, and I was drinking enough because I do drink a lot of water, and I always drink a lot of water. I always make sure I have water no matter what I'm going through. Water has always been the biggest thing for me, and that's part of why I think it put a lot of things on me. And then I moved down here to the South, and one of the things that I love about living in the South is that nobody gives a flying crap what you look like. Like, they really don't care if you're overweight or underweight. I mean, they might say something if you're getting underweight. They're probably like, ooh, you need to put some more meat on your bones or something like that. But you can go to the beach and people are just wearing their swimsuits and they're just enjoying the day, and that's how it should be. It should never be like, oh, I have to be this perfect size, I have to do this, I have to do that. And I looked at everybody wearing their swimsuits and I thought, I wish that was me. And that's when it hit me. Like, I actually had a very big moment where I was like, okay, I've got to stop killing myself for something that I don't want. So I took a step back and I probably looked at myself in the mirror more times than I want to admit. And my face is the other thing. I have never broken out a day in my life, but I moved down to the South and for some reason I can't get my acne under control. And so I stopped making YouTube videos and I stopped posting on the internet because I was like, you know what? I don't want people to see me with breakouts. You guys, I don't know if you can see all those. I'm freaking breaking out like nobody's business. I can't get it under control. I don't know what to do. I drink a lot of water, I've changed my diet, all that stuff. But I sat there one day and somebody was asking me like where my YouTube videos are. Why am I not going live anymore? Well, there's many reasons I don't go live all the time anymore, but where my YouTube videos are and all of that. And I was just like, oh, well, my face. Who gives a crap? We break out. My face is getting used to a whole different area. I mean, I lived in the West my entire life where it's dry and you have to use a whole bunch of lotion for your face. And it's two totally different things. Whereas down here, there's a lot more humidity. There's a lot more pollution. There's a lot more traffic down here. In Wyoming, you could go from town to town and you could maybe not even see somebody on the road. So you have to think about it like that too. There are so many different factors going into play for my face. So why am I stop putting videos out that are helping people? Because that's what I want to do. I want to help people and I love making videos. Why do I stop doing that? Just because my face is breaking out? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? So I had to stop doing that. I had to stop punishing myself and bullying myself. In a way, I was totally and completely bullying myself. Like, I was beating myself up because I had to have this perfect image and I had to have this perfect face and all of this stuff. And I was wearing so much makeup. You guys, before COVID, I think I put on so much makeup. And don't get me wrong, I like doing my lashes. I love doing my eyes. Like, I love painting my eyes different colors. Like, I like doing sunset colors. I like doing all sorts of different things. I think putting on makeup has become fun again. And when I was in Casper, like when I was living in Wyoming, it was fun because I always put on designs and I would put my lashes on and, you know, I would do all this stuff. But then down here, it's becoming a chore. I was putting on so much makeup to hide all of this and have people focusing on up here, when in all reality, I needed to stop wearing so much makeup. For one, to let my face breathe, to let it heal on its own. And for two, just for myself, to get myself back to a place where I needed to be and where I was comfortable again. So I have stopped putting on so much makeup and I've stopped caring so much about my body image, and I've started saying thank you to my body. And I know this sounds so weird, but for all the years I have of hating on my body, and that's just how we're raised, you know, that's the other thing. We are raised to not look at ourselves in the mirror. We're not allowed to check ourselves out. I remember when I was a kid and I checked myself out and I was told not to do that. You're not supposed to do it. And you know, at the time, like, my mom probably didn't realize she was doing it. She didn't probably mean it or do it on purpose, but it's just something that we do. And I know other people whose parents have said the same thing, like, stop checking yourself out. You're not supposed to do that. Why aren't you supposed to check yourself out? Like, if you don't love yourself, how is anybody else supposed to love you? So keep checking yourself out. Like, keep doing all of that, because when you love yourself and you get to that place where you love yourself and you can check yourself out in the mirror and you're like, hey, you look good today. How you doing? You know, that kind of fun stuff. And you can be fun with yourself and play with yourself, be playful. Oh, we're gonna go into too much of a different conversation with that one. But in all honesty, when you can actually truly love yourself and you're comfortable with yourself, that's when somebody else can do the same with you. How can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself? How can you be comfortable with somebody else if you're not comfortable with yourself? How can you show somebody else your true colors if you don't even know your true colors, or you can't even let yourself be yourself even when you're in the comforts of your own home? And that's what I had to ask myself. Why was I covering up when nobody was coming? I mean, we were in our homes for what, 2 months? We were locked in and nobody was coming over. Hello, we were self-quarantined and nobody was coming in here. So why was I locking myself up and why was I hiding myself? Who was gonna see it in the first place besides me, my dog, and Artemis, you know, my cat? And Sammy and Artemis don't care. Like, they're just like, oh gosh, there goes mom again. And I finally started wearing shorts again, and I put on a tank top, and I actually went around my house dancing. I love to dance. Dance is one of my favorite things. I will dance around my house. I will dance with the fairies. I will dance with your guides. I will dance with your ancestors. Like, sometimes that's how I get them to come in for a reading, is I will dance with them and everything, and we just have fun, right? You have to have fun. And I started checking myself out in the mirror again, and I started saying, oh, hello, beautiful. Hey, there you are. Or good morning, beautiful, or something along those lines. And I started realizing that that is what I needed to do. Like, that is how I was going to get my self-confidence back and stop with this negative body image. And I really and truly needed to start listening to my own body. I would not eat like certain meals because it was not okay for my body. Yesterday we ate fried chicken or whatever. Usually I would not eat something like that. Like, I would not eat that for lunch because it wasn't good for my body, or like it did make me feel sick later on, but I was craving it at the moment. Instead of pushing that craving away and saying, no, I need to have a salad, I need to eat something healthy, I went ahead and I ate that, and I appreciated it, and I thanked the universe for the food and the abundance of it. And I didn't feel quite as bad. I mean, I still had a stomach ache later because I can't really eat like that. My body really doesn't like it. But the point is I started listening to my body, and I started eating for myself. I love fruits and veggies, but I started incorporating more fruits and veggies in it. I started trying fruits and veggies that I've never tried before. And I actually found out that I love watermelon. I used to think I hated watermelon. You know, I started adding more variety to my meals, and I started working out again, but I work out for myself. I work out for my body to be healthy and to love myself, not for other people, not for the image, not to be super skinny and fit, but for myself. And when I started doing those things, it really and truly, it made me feel so much better, and it made me feel 100% myself again. And I started bouncing back, and I started getting joking again. I started being sarcastic again, and I started feeling okay and comfortable standing next to somebody who was skinnier than me, who was more petite than me. You know, I started feeling okay with myself. I wasn't watching people on TV anymore, like, oh my gosh, she's super skinny, like, whatever. Like, I stopped doing that, and I started focusing on myself, and I started listening to myself. And that's really where that whole body thing needs to go away. Like, that negativity pushes our own thoughts, our higher self, away from ourselves, and we're not listening to our body and our body image and ourselves. We're not listening to ourselves. And by taking ourselves inside and actually listening, we know what our body needs. We know what it actually wants and it craves. And you're gonna be surprised how much healthy food and water it actually is craving. But when we're not listening to it, when we're being negative at our body, that's when we crave the crappy foods. That's when we don't want the things, you know, and those cravings will still come and go. I still love myself a big fat juicy hamburger here and there, but I'm not forcing myself to eat uber duper healthy. I thought I had to be a vegetarian, and while I love being a vegetarian, you know, I'll take weeks where I eat only veggies and stuff like that, I still allow myself to eat meat and know that it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually okay for myself to do that. It's actually okay to treat myself every once in a while. And so, like I said, I stopped hating on myself and my body, and I started giving it some more love. And I watched as the energy came back, and I watched as the motivation came back, and I watched as I actually wanted to work out, and I watched as I actually became confident again. And I'm not to the point where I'm walking down the street strutting myself and my ego is standing out in front of me, but I am getting to a point where I'm actually comfortable with myself, and I actually appreciate my body, and I thank it for everything it does. Because we are given this meat suit, so to speak. You know, this isn't, our souls don't really look like this. This is our meat suit or whatever. And we are given this in this lifetime. Let's appreciate it. This body can do so much. One day it's going to give birth to children. One day it's probably going to hopefully walk up a mountain somewhere. It's gonna go hiking up a mountain. It's gonna get to do all sorts of things. You know, I have so many plans for this body and this soul of mine and this life that it needs to be loved, and it needs to know that I'm going to take care of it and that I am happy with who it is, so that I'm not beating it up so much, so to speak. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this video or podcast, whichever one you're coming at, I hope that this helped. I hope that you're not beating yourself up, that you love yourself. Take a moment today and look in the mirror and say the things like, I love you, or I appreciate you, or you're doing awesome today, or I'm gonna work out because I wanna work out. I'm not gonna work out, you know, I feel like I have to work out. Like, I'm dreading the workout. I'm like, oh, well, I didn't work out yesterday, so I guess I have to work out today. I'm not gonna work out. Instead, I'll go for a walk outside, or I'll do something. It's when we push ourselves to do something like that that we're beating our bodies up, you know, and eat plenty of food and eat the calories and eat the carbs and enjoy the food that is provided to us by Mother Earth, and enjoy the life that we have and the body that we have. And just, you know, take that time to say, I love you. Say, how you doing to yourself, you know, check yourself out, get a long mirror and check yourself out, like really and truly do that. But anyways, you guys, I hope that you guys start loving your body so much. I do apologize if you're watching this in the video form. I have no idea where to look on my iPhone. I know that you can do this. I think you're supposed to look up here, but when I look right here, like, I'm like, wait, that's not right. But anyways, I hope that you guys really appreciate this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you go and give yourself some love today. You know, just give yourselves a little extra love and a little extra kiss and a little extra hug, and check yourself out today. You know what? Wear that swimsuit you've always wanted to wear and strut yourself down that runway, girl, because you deserve it. Or boy, either way. I know men out there that have horrible negative body image, self-images, like they hate their body also. So either way, take care of yourself, love yourself. And with that said, you guys, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Bye.